You're rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots, and a sexy body full of tats.
This bike has a completely different character from the previous M1. It's more aggressive, but also more promising, said Dovizioso after the test session. There's still a lot of work to be done, but the direction of development is already much more on point. Dovizioso's presence in Germany is not just a routine test. It is a strong signal that Yamaha is accelerating its transition program from its legendary inline-4 engine to a V4 configuration, something previously considered taboo by Japanese engineers. Yamaha is even said to be introducing an early version of this engine for post-race testing in the latter half of the 2025 season. Meanwhile, Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins are also reported to be closely monitoring the test results, as the V4 engine is projected to be the main package for the 2026 season. With Dovizioso leading the development, Yamaha seems determined not to fall behind in the modern Motogp era, which is increasingly dominated by V4 engine power. And here's the full story. The atmosphere in the Yamaha paddock on Friday at the German Grand Prix felt different from usual. It wasn't just because of the increasingly intense competitive atmosphere, but also because of the presence of one of the big names who once graced the MotoGP circuit, Andrea Dovizioso. The Italian rider, who now serves as Yamaha's test rider, once again captured the public's attention after taking to the track to test Yamaha's latest V4 engine prototype at the Sachsenring circuit. This move is part of Yamaha's ambitious project to turn things around after several seasons of poor performance. For years, Yamaha has been the only manufacturer team to stick with the inline-4, four-cylinder inline engine, while rivals like Ducati, KTM, and Honda have long since switched to V4 engines. Now, Yamaha has finally acknowledged that to compete for the World Championship title again, fundamental changes in technical philosophy must be made, starting with the engine. Andrea Dovizioso, who has extensive experience developing V4 engines during his time with Ducati, is seen as the ideal candidate for this challenging task. From early morning, he was spotted in the pit lane fully equipped, preparing to test the V4 engine package, which is reportedly still in its early development stages but shows promise. The engine feels completely new, with a power character very different from the previous M1. Dovizioso said in a brief interview after the closed-door test session. There are many things that need to be refined, especially in terms of electronics and stability during braking, but the basic potential is already evident. Yamaha is heading in the right direction. According to internal team sources, the Yamaha V4 engine is designed with a focus on aggressive acceleration, efficiency in fast corners, and increased top speed, three areas that have long been the M1's weak points amid the dominance of Ducati and KTM. The engine is mounted on an experimental chassis with new geometry and tested in several electronic setup configurations to evaluate power output characteristics on twisty tracks like Sachsenring. Interestingly, this testing session was also observed directly by Yamaha's main riders, Fabio Quartararo and Alex Rins, from behind the scenes in the team garage. Although neither of them directly tested the new bike, their involvement indicates that Yamaha aims to build synergy between technical development and input from active riders. Moreover, Quartararo is known to have long urged Yamaha to step out of its comfort zone and take such a bold step. This shift in engine philosophy is not merely an experiment. Yamaha is reported to have designed a long-term roadmap for the V4 engine, which will be intensively tested throughout the second half of the 2025 season, with the aim of an official launch at the 2026 MotoGP. If the initial test results are positive, it is not unlikely that the V4 engine could appear in a wildcard test or post-season official test, such as at Misano or Valencia. The return of Dovizioso as part of this major project is also a story in itself. After briefly retiring from full-time racing, he is now back at the heart of technological development, this time not as a rider chasing titles, but as the architect of Yamaha's revival. With the team currently at the bottom of the constructor standings and Quartararo outside the top 10 in the rider standings, Yamaha needs more than just promises. They need real change, and today, at Sachsenring, that change may have just begun. This year's MotoGP summer season isn't just hot on the track, but also behind the scenes. The silly season A, the period of speculation surrounding rider transfers, is heating up, and one name that has been grabbing the most attention is Diogo Moreira, a 21-year-old Brazilian who recently made history as the first Brazilian rider to win a Moto2 race. This victory is not just a symbol of personal achievement, but also a catalyst for major changes on the MotoGP grid for 2026. Currently, Moreira is in third place in the Moto2 standings, just behind Manuel Gonzalez and Aaron Canet. His consistency this season has earned him recognition as one of the most promising talents, and his exceptional performance is putting significant pressure on senior riders who are beginning to lose their competitive edge, particularly Jack Miller and Miguel Oliveira. However, Moreira's story is not just about talent and speed. Behind the scenes, he has become a key figure in Yamaha's commercial strategy and global expansion. With Brazil set to return to the MotoGP calendar in 2026, Yamaha sees Moreira not only as a great rider but also as a potential icon to boost the brand's image in Latin America. His collaboration with Yamaha Brazil and private test sessions using the Yamaha R1 at Balaton Park, alongside Toprak Razgatlioglu, further underscore that Yamaha views Moreira as a strategic asset. The current drama centers on Pramac Racing, which will officially become a Yamaha satellite team after parting ways with Ducati. For the 2026 season, one spot has already been secured by Toprak Razgatlioglu, the World SBK champion ready to move up to MotoGP. The question is, who will be his teammate? Jack Miller is only contracted until the end of this season, while Miguel Oliveira has a 2-year contract but with a performance-based termination clause. Unfortunately, Oliveira has only accumulated 6 points this season due to an injury that kept him out of 4 races. The situation is critical. He has only 2 races left, at Sachsenring and Brno, to save his spot. On one hand, Yamaha wants a strong duo that is not only competitive but also capable of boosting the brand's global competitiveness. Moreira is the perfect candidate. However, Pramac sees it differently. They want Moreira to spend another season in Moto2, ideally with their own new Moto2 team, to refine his skills before moving up. But Moreira's camp firmly rejects that option. If he has to stay in Moto2, they prefer to remain with Italtrans, the team that has supported him well. Tensions are rising. Yamaha is under pressure to secure its lineup before the 2025 Czech Grand Prix. If they wait too long, Moreira could be snapped up by another manufacturer. Aprilia, for example, had offered a post-race test that Moreira declined, but their interest remains strong. Aprilia is even considering placing him in their satellite team, Trackhouse. Meanwhile, Honda, which is in the midst of a reconstruction phase, is monitoring the situation and keeping options open for the 2026 season. Moreira's rise could be a nightmare for Jack Miller. If Yamaha chooses Moreira and does not renew Miller's contract, the Australian rider risks losing his spot in MotoGP. However, Miller is unlikely to remain unemployed for long. He is reportedly receiving offers from Honda's World SBK team and has even caught the attention of BMW, which could potentially lose Toprak to MotoGP. This situation presents an intriguing narrative. Jack Miller, who once jumped directly from Moto3 to MotoGP, may now be heading to World SBK, while Moreira follows the traditional path from Moto3 to Moto2 and then to MotoGP. Behind this individual story lies a larger structural shift. Satellite teams like Pramac and Trackhouse are no longer merely dumping grounds for factory riders but have evolved into incubators for future talent. At the same time, performance factors now compete fiercely with commercial aspects. Riders like Moreira, who possess both significant technical potential and market appeal, are highly sought after in the globalized era of MotoGP. Brazil's return to the calendar, Yamaha's expansion into Latin America, and Liberty Media's push to take MotoGP to the global stage, all of these factors make Moreira not only relevant but inevitable. He will move up to MotoGP, that's for sure. The only question remaining is, which team and who will he replace?
Rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me, turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body gets the best of me. Oh gosh, she's such a tease, bitten lips, bruised knees. I'm addicted to her, need her touching me, cause she got a bad little waist. And we tearing down this place off the liquor that we chase. Casamigos to the face, baby I don't need no space. Coming closer for a taste, and I'll show you how I make everything just fade away. Cause she's like sex, drugs, cocaine, body so